Federal government versus Sean Combs.
The largest pimp in the world disguised as a music mogul.
Predator sitting in a courtroom with a Bible.
I guarantee you it's not Diddy walking around in 8-inch platform heels.
There is no reason to own half of a Spencer store.
25 bottles of baby oil, 31 bottles of Astroglide.
Legal objection, ew.
What do we know? We know the fact that he hit her. We've seen the videos. We know the fact that the freak-offs were taking place, that he was hiring people from Craigslist, that he was paying them $1,500 to $6,000, depending on how well of a job they were doing.
I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it.
I heard while I was on Empire about some of the people in the business. And Petey Pablo, you remember Petey Pablo?
I know who that is.
Petey Pablo, talented writer, singer. Him and Young Buck wrote a song called Ho Is On. And in that song, back in about 2011 or 29 or something, because he called out all of the homosexuality taking place at those parties and those people, he was kicked out of the music business.
We're watching the federal government finally expose Diddy's empire, the money, control, and destruction of lives. But what if the real puppet master has been hiding in plain sight? Tory Lanez's father just claimed that Jay-Z orchestrated his son's arrest and still pulls strings from behind bars. While Terrence Howard says what everyone's been afraid to admit: when you expose the truth in this industry, they don't just cancel you, they erase you. While the world focused on Diddy's scandals, the man behind it all, Jay-Z, stayed untouchable, running the game without getting his hands dirty. Diddy might look like the villain, but Jay-Z is the architect, the one who built the entire system that destroys others while fueling his billion-dollar empire.
That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there, Jay-Z was there, not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. She approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there, and she asked him, "Isn't this?" My. How illuminating. There's been a lot of freaking off going on for a long time.
While everyone's focused on Diddy's downfall, Jaguar Wright just dropped a shocking revelation that changes everything. She isn't talking about the parties we've all heard of. This one goes much deeper. Jaguar describes a night at Diddy's mansion, around 3 a.m. When most of the guests had left and only a few remained, including Jay-Z and Beyonce. According to her, what happened next exposed a disturbing side of the entertainment world that's been buried for years. These aren't random rumors. Jaguar is an industry insider who's been connecting the dots that mainstream outlets avoid. While the world blames Diddy, she claims Jay-Z and Beyonce have been right in the middle of it all, hidden behind fame, power, and silence.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile.
Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Point was, he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly, but his former partner, Dame Dash, won't stay silent.
Aaliyah is key to everything. Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married, so I knew exactly what went on.
She would be like, no, that's a bad man.
R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
Like, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
22-year-old rising star Aaliyah has been killed in a horrific plane crash.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
It changed you, turned you into a monster.
When Dame was at his lowest, Jay committed the ultimate betrayal.
I had so much trust in my brother, but he did things that I thought he would never do. So what you think I felt all these years?
For 20 years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number, sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be with homie, period.
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know I ain't have nothing to do with it.
But it gets even darker. Jay-Z didn't just know about what was happening in the industry, he protected the people behind it. Take R. Kelly, for example. Everyone in the business knew about his actions. Yet Jay-Z kept collaborating with him, profiting while the truth was ignored. The same man who now promotes himself as a conscious businessman and family man was reportedly making millions off R. Kelly's name, even as serious allegations surrounded him. Instead of speaking out or protecting young artists, Jay-Z saw opportunity, power, money, and control. That's when the illusion started to crumble. Maybe Diddy was never the mastermind after all, but just the face of something much bigger. Behind the image of success and respectability, Jay-Z helped build and perfect a system of exploitation that continues to thrive, while Diddy's empire falls apart under investigation. Jay-Z's remains untouchable, protected by influence, silence, and media control. The real question isn't if Jay-Z knew what was happening, it's how deep his involvement truly goes, and why he's been allowed to operate in the shadows while others take the blame.
By Liz Crokin standards, I'm brand new to the scene, but by like the public masses standards, I was like on the beat right away.
Who is Liz Crokin?
Liz Crokin deserves a ton of like credit for this whole thing, and she's not the only one, but she's taken so many arrows. She is like the Pizzagate journalist, and that's how she gets smeared. She was a Hollywood reporter, like a total like in the in crowd for a decade or whatever. I don't know how long, and she was at all the parties. She's reported on these people like in person because she used to be in the crowd, and then I think it was Pizzagate that broke, and she started to investigate like what's going on here, and then she got blacklisted, she got pushed out, she got slandered. They eventually tried to kill her dog. She's been smeared 10 ways till Sunday, legally attacked, monetarily attacked.
How did they try to kill her dog?
I believe poisoning. You'd have to go to her page and look it up, but she's been reporting on how corrupt these people are. She's been reporting on Jay-Z and his crimes for like 8 years now. She's been deep in these trenches.
This is what blows my mind about all of it. Nothing is new about it.
No,
and when the Harvey Weinstein broke, nothing was new about it to everyone on the know.
Yeah.
And it was they say a badly kept secret, which is not a secret. It was known. With Jay-Z, we're going to get into it. I don't know these things because I don't care for his music. I don't know if that's a sacrilege. But everyone's like, yeah, everyone knew about it. It was the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
So Liz Crokin she's in this, living it, and been talking about it for years while no one's listening.
Here's where it gets even more disturbing. The truth about Jay-Z isn't new. It's just been buried. Industry insider Ian Cornell recently revealed that investigative journalist Liz Crokin has been trying to expose Jay-Z's dark side for years, but every time she gets close, her work gets silenced. Not ignored, suppressed. That's the difference between Diddy's kind of power and Jay-Z's kind. Diddy throws parties and makes noise. Jay-Z makes problems disappear before anyone hears about them. While everyone's distracted by Diddy's downfall, the real puppet master has been quietly erasing anyone who dares to speak out. Think about it. Journalists lose credibility. Platforms vanish. Algorithms shift. And suddenly, the truth is buried. Why? Because people don't want to believe it. It's easier to see Diddy as the villain than to imagine that Jay-Z, the so-called conscious rapper, turned billionaire mogul, might be orchestrating everything from the shadows. For decades, he's built the perfect image: the family man, the businessman, the success story. But if what insiders say is true, then that image is the greatest illusion of all. Accepting that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy means accepting that everything we've been told about success, fame, and the American dream might be a lie. It means realizing that the man we were told to admire could be exploiting the same community he claims to uplift. That's why people stay silent. It's easier. But whistleblowers like Liz Crokin and celebrities like Terrence Howard aren't staying quiet anymore. They've seen the machine up close, and they're finally speaking out about the empire Jay-Z, silence, and broken lives.
When you give up those things, like when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there, because they get fluid, and next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from, so maintain your man card.
Listen closely to Terrence's words. There's real pain behind them, but also a deep clarity. He's connecting dots that most people in the industry are too afraid to even acknowledge. He talks about something insiders call losing your man card, linking it directly to those infamous parties everyone whispers about. When he says they got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire, he's exposing the truth that many in this business traded their dignity, their identity, and their self-respect for fame, money, and power. But what makes Terrence's words truly chilling is that he isn't just talking about Diddy or a few wild parties. He's describing a system designed to break people down so completely that they can never rebuild themselves, one that feeds on ambition, controls with temptation, and destroys anyone who dares to resist it.
Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose.
I feel funny. Is this real life?
Yes, this is real life.
I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me.
The Jay-Z victims are gonna be worse. They're worse because of the psychological torture that comes along with what he does. Like I said,
do you think Jay-Z is scared right now?
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for. That's his only loyalty. Not even to his wife is he loyal.
What do you think? And just again, hypothetically, if his kids, as young as they are, asked, "Daddy, who's that man on TV getting arrested? Isn't that your friend?" What would his response be?
He wouldn't respond. He would just laugh and walk away. That's Sean Carter. He doesn't own up to anything. Ever. Gaslight you right in your face. Do it smooth. He's a sociopath. He doesn't have any real feelings or emotions. Everything is transactional.